What's going on, everybody? So I always look forward to each month going through the eBay sales history and digging for some really good deals that occurred over the last month. And I think it's important. I think it's important for a few reasons. Number one, people that are re-entering the hobby, people that are in the hobby, but they think that vintage is not realistic. They don't realize how affordable vintage is. I think this is a great opportunity to remind people, vintage cards of all-time greats. We're talking Hank Aaron's, Clemente's, Mays. I mean, some of the all-time greats are affordable for any of us at any budget. Even if all that you have to budget is 30 bucks a month, you can pick up some really awesome cards. So that is one reason I like to do this video. Another reason I like to do this video is I think that it's proof that there are still great deals out there. And it doesn't have to be at a card show. It can be online. It can be on any of the auction sites. But eBay in particular, being such a big one, you can find deals that slip through the cracks. If you focus your energy on certain players, on certain cards, on certain years, you will find deals, and I think most of these are deals. And some people say, well, Greg, that's just what those cards sell for. Some of these cards that you're going to see, that's just kind of what they sell for. And I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that you're about to see, you know, Clemente base cards, Mays base cards. You're about to see several Hall of Fame rookie cards. A handful of Hall of Fame rookie cards from the 1960s for, in some cases, well under $50. So even if you're a rookie card collector, a Hall of Fame player collector, an all-time great collector, there are cards out there for everybody. To me, that's amazing that in this day and age, with the cost of, you know, a Big Mac value meal being over 10 bucks, at least it is in California, that you can buy some of these cards at these prices. And I want to, before we get into the video, oh, and also, I almost forgot. Last month, I tried something new. I said, hey, how about we try 10 big I called them moonshot buys of big deals that people did. Like some of the biggest deals for the month. And I threw that out there. I said, let me know what you guys think. And overwhelmingly, people were like, this is cool. Keep this in the videos. Keep including this. So I've got 40 great affordable deals. And then I've got 10 moonshot big time deals of major eye candy that the rest of us that can't afford it yet, at this point maybe, can kind of see some of the cool stuff out there that others are putting into their collection. But first, there's a couple of thank yous I wanted to throw out there. First, my buddy Adam at Splendid Sports Cards. I mean, Adam is, I don't want to say this out loud because he is a big Pedro Martinez fan. But Adam's one of my favorite guys that I've met in the hobby over the last year. He is such a great guy. He sent me a Roger Clemens card, and I love this. And he recently picked up a couple Pedro Martinez cards that were of this same variety. And I was like, man, those are cool cards. And then he went out and bought me a Clemens one. Super great guy. Then my friend Winston, who lives up north of the border in Canada, he sent me some cool stuff. He sent me this. I mean, that's a little card, a Humpty Dumpty. And he was telling me that some of the things that he sent me were regional releases, which is really cool because being up in Canada, you know, there are things that get released up there that maybe aren't released down here. So he sent me some cool Clemens stuff, that cool Griffey. He sent me this thing, which folds open, and on it, it has my guy, Roger, there. So that was very cool. And then he said, yeah, Budweiser released these reproduction of Super Bowl tickets. And so he sent me the Super Bowl ticket special edition that Budweiser released of all the ones that the 49ers won. So I was like, oh, that's very cool. So that is super nice from my friend Winston up in Nova Scotia. And then Travis, Idaho Sports Cards. He sent me a couple. There's two in there. I didn't take them both out, but he sent me two 1975 Topps minis of my guy, Greg Nettles. And I know we have a good friend in common, and Travis sets up at different shows. In fact, I think he's setting up for at a card show this weekend in the Idaho area. And my first Idaho care package, so I filled that one in on my map. So thank you so much for that, Travis. Seriously, means a lot. And last but not least, my friend Tim. Tim sent me this really cool Cracker Jack, these uncut sheets from Cracker Jack. And these are from 1982. Were made by Topps, it looks like. And he sent me a couple of other things, which I'll flash up here on the screen a picture of, because they're kind of big and would be hard to show. And look at that, you got Mantle up there. Can't go wrong with Mantle. So very cool. Thank you so much for those, Tim. So again, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this month's 40 really amazing, great cards that I think would go great in any vintage collection for under $50 from the 1960s, and then 10 cards from the 1960s that were big time, awesome, amazing purchases that went into somebody's collection. Let's check them out.
All right, first up, in 1968, Carl Yastrzemski in a PSA 6, and that thing looks dynamite. What a nice looking card that one is. Looks pretty good for a 6. Sold for $49.01. That would look good in just about any collection, if you ask me. How about a Ron Santo rookie, 1961 Topps? You got the rookie trophy and a PSA 5, really well centered. Again, we're talking about Hall of Fame rookie cards for under $50. That's the first one. You will be seeing several, which is crazy to me. How about a 66 Topps Roberto Clemente in an SGC 3? Yes, Roberto Clemente base cards, even from as early as 1966. Sure, it's a little OC, but it's $48.47, and it looks pretty decent if you ask me. How about a Dick Allen? Now, I recently asked, hey, who do you guys think will make the Hall of Fame from the newer Veterans Committee that hasn't made it yet? And a very common name was Dick Allen, and his rookie card in an SGC 5 for $47.79 seems like a pretty good deal. If he made the Hall of Fame, it'd be way more than that. How about a 1964 Topps Hank Aaron? So now we got a Hank Aaron base card under $50 in an SGC holder. Really well centered. Really, really good eye appeal on this card. It's an older SGC slab, but it's still beautiful. How about a 1960 Leaf Brooks Robinson in a 6.5? So we're talking about a card that is nearly 65 years old in a 6.5 holder. Really great eye appeal, really well centered for just under $47. How about a 1969 Topps Roberto Clemente in an SGC 4.5? Well centered, beautiful card. Again, $46.52. We're talking about all-time greats, their base cards in holders, already graded, under $50. How about a 61 Topps Willie Mays MVP? I like this MVP series in the 61 Topps set. This Willie Mays got a PSA 4 grade and sold at auction for $46. Sure, little OC side to side, but still a nice card. Another base Roberto Clemente, this one in an SGC 4. And this is the 67 Topps. It's a little off-center side to side, $46. Again, if you wanted to start building a vintage collection, you can be getting Mazes, Clementes, Aarons. How about football? I sprinkle in a few football cards here because I'm still shocked at how affordable they are. How about this 69 Topps Johnny Unitas in a PSA 6? A really tough card with those colored edges for $45. That is a really nice looking card. You got a 62 Post. This is a hand-cut post. A lot of the border still visible. The 3 grade seemed a little rough to me. From the looks of this card, it looked much better than a 3 in my eyes for $45. Those postcards, I think, are a pretty darn good deal for your money. How about a 63 Exhibits? This, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was a stat back Exhibits in an SGC3 for $45. So now we're talking about Sandy Koufax cards. So we got Koufax, Mays, Aaron, Clemente, Unitas. How about another rookie card? A 1965 Topps Joe Morgan. And a PSA 4, a well-centered card of one of the best second basemen ever. $45. Again, it's about $25 to get a card slabbed at PSA. $45 for that one. How about a 61 Topps Willie McCovey? Now, this is Willie McCovey's second base card. Second year card in an SGC 6.5. $44 for Willie McCovey's second year card. In a high grade one. That is a really good deal. How about this beautiful 1960 Topps Don Drysdale in a PSA 6? And I think, I mean, the clarity and the color on that card are fantastic. $43.60, and it's well centered as well, which great card there. How about a 1968 Topps Pete Rose in an SGC 5? So we got Pete Rose cards now. 5 is a pretty solid grade. That is a beautiful card for $42.65. That is another great deal. How about a Mickey Mantle card? Now, some people are either fans or not fans of the 65 Topps embossed cards, but this is Mickey Mantle, and it's from 1965. I got an SGC 4, $42.33. Well centered as well. We got another Hall of Fame rookie card, this time Jim Cott from the 1960 set. And this, I mean, it's a beautiful card in an SGC 5 for, just over $40. So I think that was our third Hall of Fame rookie card. How about a 63 Topps, really well centered, which is tough in that set. A PSA 6 batting leaders card. And yes, one of those 5 players featured on the card is Mickey Mantle. So we got a Mickey Mantle leader card in a 6, a PSA 6 for $42. Another one of those 61 Topps MVP cards. This time Hank Aaron, really well-centered card. Coming in at $42. And that's a great picture of Hank Aaron. Several Hank Aaron cards, several Clemente cards. Speaking of Clemente cards, here's another one. We got a 68 Topps Roberto Clemente All-Star. And that thing looks super sharp. It's a PSA 5 for $41.99. I mean, and it is beautiful. Really well centered. And you know what's coming. You know what's coming. That is my first pick for the mind-blowing deal of the month. There have been several that could have gotten chosen, but that's the first one that has. I got 4 more of those coming. How about a 1960 Topps Casey Stengel in a PSA 6? Love the looks of that card. So many stories about Casey Stengel. This was $41 in the PSA 6. Casey Stengel. How about another base card of Willie Mays? I mean, it's a nice-looking 67 Topps Willie Mays. It's in a 3. It's a decent-looking card. $41. Was recently graded, a newer serial number, a newer slab. How about a 69 Topps Gale Sayers in a PSA 5? Now, this is, again, we saw earlier a Unitas from this set. These are really tough to get in high grade because of the borders. This is a kind of a well-known Sayers card because it's the same year he has the Piccolo card. How about the 1960 Topps Bob Gibson in an SGC 4.5? Now remember, this is Bob Gibson's second card. His second card in an SGC 4.5, really, really well centered for just over $40. It's $15 to grade it, and that blows my mind. I do not understand how we can be buying Bob Gibson's second-year cards perfectly centered in a 4.5 for about $40. How about a 1969 Topps Elgin Baylor in an SGC 6? Now remember, Elgin Baylor was a star, and Elgin Baylor's rookie card's in that 61 Fleer set. He doesn't have another card until now. It's like his second card for $40 and a 6. We got a Sandy Koufax base card. I mean, these are not minor stars we're looking at here, guys. These are all-time greats. In an SGC 3 for the 64 Topps Sandy Koufax, $38. What a beautiful picture. What a beautiful card. Now look at this one. A 68 Topps Rod Carew All-Star in a PSA 8. So this is, his rookie card is 67. So this is second-year Rod Carew, but it's the All-Star in a PSA 8 for $37.56. We got another Hall of Fame rookie card. This is a Don Sutton, well-centered in a 5.5 grade from SGC. And it's $37.09. Somebody spent at least $15 getting this graded. And it's Don Sutton's rookie card. And that blows my mind for sure that you could buy a Hall of Famer in a 5.5, his rookie card, for $37. Now, I really like these, different moment cards, highlight cards. This is a 62 Topps Maris Wins It card. Beautiful image, really well centered in an SGC 6 for $37. Beautiful card. Now that says 53 Bazooka. That is not right. It should say 63 Bazooka Greats, Lou Gehrig, in an SGC 5 for $37. Those 63 Bazooka Greats card, I think they're cool. And that was Lou Gehrig. How about a 63 Topps Carl Yastrzemski? Again, a really tough set. Population on these 63s is lower than many other years around it. And in decent grades, they're very hard to find. $36.10 for the PSA 5 Yastrzemski. A 69, another 69 Topps football. Again, I sprinkled in some football. This is Joe Namath. Now, Joe Namath is as high demand of early vintage football cards as there are. A PSA 3.5, it looks better than a 3.5 to me. That seems like a tough grade. $34.60. Got another football. This is a 1960 Topps Bart Starr. So this is the fourth card for Bart Starr. The fourth card in an SGC 4.5, $27.50. So you spend $15 to grade it, and it's worth $27.50. How about a Sonny Jurgensen autograph? So we've got a 64 Philadelphia Sonny Jurgensen autographed, authenticated by PSA. The card got a 4.5. The autograph got authenticated. $26.50. About what it costs to get it authenticated. How about a 64 Philadelphia Johnny Unitas in an SGC 5, perfectly centered all the way around? $26.26 for a 64 Philadelphia Johnny Unitas in an SGC 5. And yes, that price blows my mind. I don't know how that card is only $26.26. I'm telling you guys, vintage football is very, very affordable for now. How about a 63 Topps Pride of the NL? This has got Willie Mays and Stan Musial, two of the all-time best hitters, on the same card in a PSA 4 for $26, and it's pretty well centered. Another 63 card, this time an NL strikeouts leader. You got Bob Gibson, you got Don Drysdale, you got Sandy Koufax. These multiplayer cards are great. This is an SGC 6 for $24.50. That is a really well-centered card. 3 all-time great. What a great card. How about a 67 Topps NL home run leader? Now this one's got Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, and Dick Allen, and it's in an SGC 5 for $24. I mean, multiplayer cards are where it's at. There are so many great deals. Here's another multiplayer card, a 61 Topps NL batting leaders. You got Willie Mays, you got Roberto Clemente for $22.50. It's in a PSA 6. It's an older slab, but it's still a beautiful card. Really, really well centered. I don't know how you have a card with Willie Mays and Roberto Clemente, so that is my 5th mind-blowing pick of the month for the 60s. $22.50. So we got some moonshots. I told you we're bringing these back by popular demand. So we've got 10 picks of big purchases that people made. Here's a 61 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. What do you think that went for? Boom. For just over $4,500 in the 8. That is gorgeous. I like this card paired with the Maris, not just because of the year, but because the look of those two cards is very similar, very cool. That is a gorgeous card. How about a 61 Topps Mickey Mantle All-Star? And this one's autographed. It's been PSA authentic. Sold for $5,655. Again, not a lot of people were getting plain day cards of Mantle autographed, so the ones that are out there are fetching a premium. $56.55 for the 61 Mickey Mantle All-Star autographed. Look at this one. A 63 Topps Roberto Clemente and a PSA 8.5. I mean, that thing looks gorgeous. $5,000. I mean, the centering, there's no chipping along the blue edge on the bottom. Again, that 63 Topps set is a really tough set. An 8.5 of Clemente, $5,000. How about one of the most iconic football cards of all time, the 66 Topps Joe Namath. The Joe Namath rookie card in an SGC 7. Somebody stepped up and paid $6,300 in really low grades, like talking like a 1.5 or a 2. This is a $1,000 card. This one's in an SGC 7. Looks really sharp. Now this one is amazing. It even brought in a hockey card for you hockey fans. A 66 Topps Bobby Orr autographed. She got a Bobby Orr rookie card autographed. PSA 10 autograph grade. $8,750. Now that card looked so nice. I'm like, is this a reprint? Because just the card, even unautographed, isn't expensive. It's a big card. It's autographed in gold ink. That's a big hockey card. How about a 1968 Topps Nolan Ryan and a PSA 8? Really well-centered card there. $9,150. I had to dig for the sale price because there was a best offer. How about a 69 Topps Nolan Ryan in a PSA 9? And what's wrong with that? What makes it not a 10? I guess it's maybe barely OC side to side. That one sold for $10,000. They were asking $11,500 or best offer. And after digging, I found the sale price was $10,000 on the 1969. So the second year Topps Nolan Ryan, his first individual card in a PSA 9. What a beauty. How about a 61 Fleer Wilt Chamberlain rookie card and a PSA 7? Now, the centering on the 61 Fleer basketball set is brutally tough. So when you find one centered, and this one's not perfectly centered, that's why it's a 7, but it's really well centered. $10,078 for the Wilt Chamberlain rookie card in a PSA 7. That is... I'm trying to think if there's any basketball card I'd rather have than that. I don't think there is. How about a 1968 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 9? And you look at that one, and I don't see anything wrong with that card. Sold for $10,500. Now, I didn't look up the pop report on the 68 Topps Mantle, but I bet there aren't too many 9s. That's a tough set to get in high grade. Just like the Nolan Ryan is really, really tough to get a 9 in. So it'd be Mantle. How about a 68 Topps Superstars autographed? Autographed by Harmon Killebrew, autographed by Willie Mays, and autographed by Mickey Mantle. I mean, 3 all-time great power hitters sold for $11,000. Now, I can't imagine there being more than a couple of those out there on Earth. What a beautiful card. So there you have it. Those are the 1960s pickups. Pretty soon here, I'll do one for the 50s as well from February.